I'm Greg Miller from KindaFunny.com, and you're listening to Podcast X, Y, and Z.
What's up, my people? Welcome
What's
to
up, guys?
Podcast X, Y, and Z, the world's number fun video game podcast. I am your host, Caleb Pearson, and Andrew Matthew is nowhere to be found, okay? He is halfway around the world doing who knows what, who even cares. We have two very, very special and important guests. Your boy has upgraded to two other hosts for today. Roro, are you in the house?
I'm in the house. Hello.
Roro is in the house, everyone. That is what his voice sounds like. It's as lovely as he is a typer in the YouTube chat. It's incredible. And also, Daniel, are you in the grit?
I might be here.
Daniel might be here. So those are their voices. Remember them, cherish them, as I have learned to do so. How you guys doing? Y'all doing all right?
Doing good.
Good. Yeah. Good. I feel like this is one of the last 2 to 3 weeks specifically. I feel like a lot of news has hit right before we record, which is sweet. I feel like we're the first podcast on earth that get to really talk about it, and that's just that way. We don't know what we're talking about, and then eventually people that actually know what they're doing get to talk about it later. But we're the first. We're the first, but not the best. That's kind of my mantra here. But a ton of
we're not last.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
For those of you that don't know, I run Media Interactive, and we come at you each and every week, Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, to talk about all things Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo here on X, Y, and Z. You have the opportunity to donate $1 or $3 a month over at patreon.com/Media Interactive. And get exclusive access to giveaways, another podcast remastered where we talk about TV, movies, and faith and all that good stuff. And shout out to our patrons over there, and they are as follows: Zan the Man, Xander, Suze, Silas, Sam, Ryan, Rosser, George, Harry, Lauren, Josh, Kirby Curbs, Jonah, Jonathan, Jake, Brendan, Brad, and Alex. Thank you guys so much for your support. Don't forget, you can also watch live on YouTube Tuesday nights at 9, as we often do have people in the chat. But we also have our regular chatters, our co-creators, on today via Skype call, so I'm super excited about that. Dudes, let's jump right in to a bunch of story missions. Roro, I think you have access to this document. Daniel, you're gonna have to just kind of roll with me as I announce these things, and then you guys can again throw anything out when you want. Story mission number 1. New Apex Legends character was leaked, and along with that was Battle Pass implications. And so I believe that the character that was leaked his name was Octane, and I don't know if you guys remember, there was even a list of a lot of leaks or a lot of data mining that happened. Roro, I'll come to you first. I mean, have you been following the Apex Legends leak, and what do you think about that?
So I did follow the Apex Legend League. I saw this earlier today, and they were really quick to address it. I found over on Reddit.
Yeah.
That it was totally don't take it for a fact or for truth. That this is the character that's coming or when this is supposed to be coming out. So I thought that was really awesome that they were able to respond so quickly about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for when the season eventually starts. It's supposed to be this month, I think. At least that's what they said earlier.
Yeah, they had definitely said March, and I'm looking at an IGN article now that's exactly what you said, because the rumor was the Battle Pass would drop today.
Yeah, it's not yet.
With that character, and so I was gonna ask your guys' thoughts on how Respawn handled that. Daniel, have you been following that news story at all?
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. I saw that same thing where they pretty much shot that down.
Right.
But, I mean, it's pretty much inevitable we're going to get new characters. It's just we don't really know if those are just, like, concept characters or if maybe those got cut or they could just be completely fabricated. But it's definitely interesting to see. I felt like the characters that they leaked there kind of all had different designs and different looks to them, which was pretty cool. But who knows if it's real.
Yeah, it's interesting with the whole, I mean, obviously, like, the whole map thing leaked on Reddit, like, a year ago. Nobody knew about it. So I think the way they handled it was pretty spot on, and they were just like, hey, listen, you guys don't even know if this is relevant. You don't even know if this is new. You don't even know if it's accurate. Everybody can relax. And some people are like, okay, is this even an NPC? Is this a character I'm going to unlock? And I feel like we still don't know the exact dynamics of the Battle Pass. But I'm super excited to play it. Are you guys still playing Apex at all?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still playing as well.
Okay.
I'm excited for the battle pass because one of my friends hit level 100, and he told me after level 100 you don't get loot boxes anymore. So there's players out there who are like just playing because it's fun, but they're also not earning anything.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of crazy.
yeah, it's just weird, but hopefully with the battle pass there'll be more things to earn, obviously. So.
Yeah, and it is interesting. I mean, I feel like it's time to, obviously release in March is good, especially with the new games coming out, like Anthem and also the Division 2. And so to go ahead and jump into story mission number 2, which basically is the Division 2, it feels like the game's already out because of the early access. I believe that's still all that is there. Daniel, does that sound correct?
Yes, yeah, that sounds correct to me.
Because I think it's EA or like whatever or like Ubisoft like access for pre-orders or something.
Right.
I know they dropped the PC servers like live. I don't know if it was Sunday or Monday, but people are starting to play that. Where do you guys stand on Division 2? What about you, Roro?
Yeah, so you're right. The live the servers are live now.
Okay.
And I think if you pre-order like the Ultimate Edition or something, even on consoles, I think you can start playing now.
Yep.
I'm still kind of in the wait and see boat. It seems to be more my style than even Anthem, which I was surprised about because I was more excited for Anthem than the Division. But ever since Anthem has been out, I haven't gone back to it since the whole console stuff and just in general not enjoying it as much as I had hoped. Yeah. But hopefully the Division scratches that itch. Right now I'm playing Destiny 2 anyway, so I have
really?
that kind of looter shooter game right
is that
now.
Is that Season of the Drifter? Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. How is that?
It's really good. I'm enjoying it personally. I've been playing Destiny since like 2014, so
right.
It's they really can't do anything wrong in my eyes. So I'm hooked at this point.
Yeah.
But the Thorn is back, and however you feel about that gun,
that's so funny. Daniel, where do you stand on Destiny?
On Destiny, I'd played it since launch. I played the original from the get-go. Played so many freaking hours into that game.
Yeah.
But Destiny 2 kind of came at a time where I was just finishing college, so I spent a lot of time at the beginning, but then kind of fell off after really the first couple months. So the problem for me is it's just so many hours you have to put into it. It's just
I know.
don't have the time. It's like I just can't commit that much time to one game, you know?
Yeah.
And I say that while I'm playing out hundreds of hours of Apex.
Right. And that's what's so funny about it is you definitely, those multiplayer battle royales, you're really not, it's all a blur, but the Destiny grind, the weekly reset, you can feel the hours ticking away, like, from your entire well-being. And that, I mean, I played Destiny 2, I love it, but I just fell off just due to the pay blocks and all that stuff. And I was even talking to Andrew about it. He was about to go out and buy Destiny 2 plus, all the content, basically catch back up. But he was going to do that before even the Season of the Drifter came out. And I was like, you don't want to buy it now and then immediately have a pay block when you go in. And I just don't know about me jumping back into that game right now because I've always just been an all or nothing. It's exhausting. And if I'm on board, then I'm on board. But you can't like half effort your way through Destiny. I feel like that'll just come back to bite you. What about Division 2, Daniel? Are you gonna be playing that?
So I played the Division 1 a little bit. Like I kind of waited on that for like 8 months or so after they kind of put out a few updates.
Yeah.
And I was kind of lukewarm on the original Division. And then when the Division 2 was announced, I was like, okay, this looks like kind of more of the same. So I don't know. I kind of played a little bit of the beta, but it's like. It's again the problem of I don't want to devote so many hours into this one experience, even though it's a great game for that kind of style game, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's what you're looking for, but I don't know if it's necessarily catered to me.
Yeah. No, that's exactly where I stand on it. I was reading an article about somebody had called it the most polished, complete looter shooter yet in the industry, and I was like, first of all, I pitched my tent in the Anthem camp, so I'm a little salty, obviously. But then, as I'm reading this article, he basically said what I've been saying of, this game is perfect, everything they designed has been executed well, it's not fun to me. I have more fun playing Anthem. That's what I think it was Forbes or somebody was writing this. And so I was at least comforted by that. I'm just like, yeah, like no matter how big or good or successful it is, like if it doesn't vibe with you, it just doesn't. For me and Andrew talking last week about the beta, like the just cover to cover, hold A to spam shoot somebody. I don't know. I just don't get 30 hours out of that.
Yep, exactly.
But it'll be interesting to see, what happens with Anthem. I'm still excited about the free content. I'm still only a few hours into the game. I haven't really gone back to it. I'm in this mood where I'm on a TV kick. Game of Thrones is right around the corner. Your boy's on a TV kick.
So good.
And so I'm finishing up Breaking Bad, and then I want to recap Game of Thrones. And so when I am playing video games, it's just throw me into an Apex round for a couple. It's so easy. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. People seem to be liking the Division 2. It technically doesn't even come out until Friday or whatever. But I'm sure it will review pretty well, probably slightly better than the first one. Story mission number 3 is another video game release that I have no grasp of. Devil May Cry 5. Daniel, do you have any experience with that franchise?
So, alright, so Devil May Cry 1 through 4, I have literally no experience with.
Okay.
But I jumped into DMC. When Ninja Theory made DMC, I freaking loved that game. So I played, actually before that, I played Enslaved, Odyssey of the West that Ninja Theory made. Loved that game, and that kind of made me buy DMC. I actually really like DMC, even though I know a lot of Devil May Cry fanboys don't like it because it's kind of a different direction for the series. So that kind of got me into it. But then DMC 5, I'm just in a unique position right now where I'm broke as broke gets because I'm saving for a house. Yeah. But for sure, I will definitely pick up DMC 5 when that goes on sale or something, because the last DMC by Ninja Theory, that really got me stoked for that series.
Gotcha. That's cool to hear. Roro, where do you stand on it?
I am in a similar boat. Upset every single DMC 5 I have no experience with.
Yeah.
DMC game. But this one seems really up my alley. I love everything that I've heard about it, everything that I've seen about it. So I definitely want to give it a try. I watched the Kind of Funny
the
Gamescast
party mode thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the party mode too, yeah. And everything, it looks fun. It looks like a game that I would definitely be into. I don't know if you guys saw the little video that's been being bounced around on Twitter where I think it's Dante gets this hat and he starts doing this Michael Jackson dance.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but I'm totally here for it, so I think I would really enjoy it. I love the hack and slash sort of gameplay styles.
For sure. To add on to that real quick, I did play the early access demo that Xbox released about a month ago.
Oh, wow.
That was a ton of fun, so I did enjoy it when I played it. But
yeah. It definitely appeals to me, and I just, for whatever reason, I didn't play the other ones. I don't really know. But that idea of the linear adventure of you're just going to get to a little boss arena and a boss stage, and then it's very aerial, silly combo moods. One thing Kind of Funny was just kind of talking about is how arcadey it is. It's not going to try to hit you with realism. It's ridiculous. The game is ridiculous, but it's fun. So I'm excited for that.
Tyrion asked if it's a RPG. It's not really an RPG per se, but it has a lot of elements that an RPG has. You have abilities that you level up, and as you progress, it gets a little more complex. So in that regard, it sort of is, but it isn't like a traditional RPG. No, it's more like a hack and slash action game, kind of like what Roro said.
Yeah. Is that Tyrion Lannister in the YouTube chat?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
that should be Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Duh, it is Andrew.
Okay, cool. No, yeah, you're good. You're definitely good.
Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, no, and look at the gameplay. It's pretty cool. I didn't want to look up too much gameplay because and actually, let me throw in a side quest here. Days Gone, dudes. That game looks so good. And I think that's going to be my next pre-order and purchase. I'm still trying to get through Anthem. Definitely buy that PS4 exclusive coming out. Roro, have you seen anything about Days Gone?
So I still haven't seen too much video, but I've heard a lot about it from the same Gamecast and stuff like that, and other people being able to get hands-on with it finally.
Dude, look up the Days Gone wedding trailer. Just do that on your time.
I have seen that one, and that did get me a little bit more interesting, especially with being into The Last of Us so much and just like
Right.
story-driven games in general. It's good to hear and I guess see from that video that they're focusing on that as well. So it's not just some random open world game where story doesn't matter as much, but
Right.
it does look like it has an impact.
Yeah, that whole Sons of Anarchy plus open world zombies thing like just speaks to me. So it should be good. Daniel, what about you? I mean, are you on PS4?
Yeah, I am. I
Okay.
have PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. Have you looked at Days Gone at all?
Yeah, so when they first revealed that at E3, I was kind of underwhelmed, I guess.
Yeah.
Just kind of, it looked more like a crazy like zombie survival game more than, or like
Almost like
endless
Dead
waves of
Island or whatever.
zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little lukewarm on it, but it seems like everything recently, like all the previews that have come out the last couple weeks, have been really positive on it. So it is definitely it definitely looks a lot better now than what it looked when they first announced it, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think it's April 26th. There's something, maybe the 19th.
Right.
But another otherwise quiet month, unless I'm wrong. I don't know if anything else is really coming out at that
Yeah,
point.
I don't know of anything else in April.
I'm hoping that carries me over. There were more Last of Us 2 leaks about hopefully coming out this year. Ugh, I'm so
That'd
ready.
be so good.
Yeah.
Please.
And I'm honestly like, I'm done like talking about the leaks and the potential of it coming out this year. Like until like I just know, like I don't even want to like devote time to it. It's so frustrating for me. All right, let's talk about the big thing. The episode name of this podcast is Infinite Possibilities. Daniel, you see what I did there?
God.
You know what I mean?
Oh God.
Oh
Exciting.
yeah. Inside Xbox ended probably like 2-3 hours ago.
Yes, it did.
First of all, did you watch Inside Xbox at all?
I did not, but I got like a little gist of it from reading like some articles and stuff, but I didn't watch it, no.
Okay, cool. Daniel, do you mind maybe going through your impressions of Inside Xbox and what they unveiled that you remember?
Yeah. So I would say definitely the biggest news and what I am obviously extremely excited about is Master Chief Collection is coming to PC, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's kind of expected because 343's kind of been hinting at that, and they've been talking to the fans, and they knew we wanted, like, Halo fans in general wanted a PC game or a PC port of Master Chief Collection, so that wasn't as much of a surprise as they're releasing it on Steam and Windows 10 Store.
Exactly.
That's what blows my mind, because I never expected Microsoft to release first-party content on Steam. I know they have done it in the past, but recently they've been more on the side of Xbox Play Anywhere, where you play on Xbox and Windows 10. But that Steam announcement is a pretty big deal, because I know a lot of people won't go off of Steam.
Right.
So, I mean, that was exciting. And then the other rumor was Halo Reach being added to Master Chief Collection, which that is coming to fruition. And that's actually, so they said the multiplayer is going to be free if you already own Master Chief Collection, and you can pay like a small premium fee if you want to buy the campaign for Halo Reach. So that's not a big deal. I think ODST is like $5 if you didn't get it for free.
I was assuming it would probably also be $5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
did they release a price point and release date for that?
I didn't see any date.
I didn't
they
either.
Didn't talk about date. They did, however, in 343's blog post, they did talk about how they're going to roll it out. So they're going to do it in like waves. So on PC, they're going to release Halo Reach first, and then after that kind of calms down and they have that solidified, then they're going to move to Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, then Halo 4. So they're not going to drop everything at the same time, because they want to make sure everything works perfect.
That's smart.
On PC, and then once they have all that set up, I guess they'll be off running.
Yeah, I mean, Lord knows they learned their lesson with the launch of Master Chief Collection.
Oh God, yeah.
Andrew Matthews said in the chat, everything comes with a Game Pass version of MCC, so you probably won't even have to pay for Reach at that point if you have Game Pass. That downloadable file will have everything, which is cool. The other news that was there that I saw, did you guys see the white Xbox controller?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It looks really cool. I don't have an Xbox, but everything, if I wasn't so invested in like the Sony games and stuff, I would definitely obviously have an Xbox. But everything that Xbox has, the controller, the interface, everything, I love more than PlayStation. But it's just unfortunately the games that I can't get.
Yeah.
Bro, how do you not have an Xbox?
I know, Daniel. You know what I mean? Why is he even on this podcast with us?
Hey,
But
well, wait a minute. Do you have a Windows 10 PC?
I do, yeah.
There you go. We're in.
There we go, yeah.
do you need like a little USB stick to get it to work on a PC, or does it? You know what I mean? How do you connect an Xbox controller to a PC?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I have a wired controller, so that works. But I think you could use it wireless as well.
You can either use the micro USB, or you can if you have the newer Xbox One controllers, it has Bluetooth built in. So as long as your PC has Bluetooth, you can connect via Bluetooth.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I like the controller. I'm glad it's not completely translucent. That to me is just a little ugly. I like that it fades up a little bit.
Yeah.
Andrew in the chat was saying it looks like an N64 controller, and he's vibing. He's vibing with it. I could see that being an impulse buy for him.
Sure.
Another thing they had talked about, this was another story mission, more so for me than the big news of it in general. I don't know if it's that big, but DayZ is coming out.
Leaving Xbox preview?
End of March, or I don't know if it's a full wide release or if is it already in Xbox game preview?
I think it was in preview actually, so I think that's the actual retail
that's what they
release.
made it look like in that Inside Xbox thing, because it was a whole big trailer. And I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but I heard about that game when I was like 12. That game is older than I am.
Yeah,
So
for
to
sure.
see it finally come out, it's like, whoa. And in my mind, there's an element of Battle Royale-ish there that's been worked on for a decade. So it's just very interesting.
For sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see the xCloud demonstration that they did?
I did.
Oh man, that seems super cool to me, just because you have games on the go that you still have the power of your Xbox console, but having it in a portable form factor, and that little attachment that they had to your Xbox controller, that's super cool.
Dude, and I love the Xbox controller so much. I would carry it around for no reason, just to hold it. So if I'm sitting on a subway or something, and I could pop my phone up there, like, it's a dream. And so they had said public trials later this year was the way they phrased it. I hope that means super public, to the point where I come across somebody that's doing it. I doubt that's going to be the case. But that's very exciting. That is sooner than I thought. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I didn't expect when they announced it at E3 that they were kind of starting work on that stuff and they were kind of diving into it. I didn't expect them to actually have something so tangible so early. But it is very exciting, just because of the sheer fact that as long as it works well and there's not like a crazy amount of input lag or anything like that,
Exactly.
That's a really cool idea for the future of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see the episode, obviously, so I don't know what was demonstrated. But I'm super excited for everything that Xbox is doing with streaming and everything. So yeah, I'm excited for the future of Xbox for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, and it's just so funny because I feel like every Microsoft announcement is either it's very, very soon, or it's so freaking far away that you don't even need to worry about it. But this one seems a little bit more front end of, hey, this year you're gonna see this in action. And to throw a side mission to that real quick, Andrew and I are going to E3 this summer, and they just announced that even though I guess Microsoft has their own little conference like near the convention center, but they're launching this thing called Xbox Plaza. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's going to be a whole big convention center just for Xbox to play games and stuff. And so I'm stoked for that, to see what they have there at all. And to take that into a story mission, they have now confirmed that Halo Infinite will have an E3 showcase. And so Halo Infinite hit news this week, and it's news every day just because it's Halo Infinite. But everyone is saying it's going to be a game as a service kind of thing. Did you guys see that?
So I didn't necessarily see what you're talking about, but I have heard that rumor.
Yeah.
The thing, I think that it's a little bit overstating it to say that, but I think they definitely will have more games of service type things in Halo Infinite. Like, for instance, Master Chief Collection, even since they started fixing that last year, they've started to make like incremental updates to it, and I think they'll do something similar to that in Infinite. Like even in something as simple as changing the splash screen on Master Chief Collection to like the snowy scene. Like things like that, just small touches. And also I think they may do like small map adjustments depending on what season it is or whatever. I think they will definitely dabble in that. I don't think it'll be anything crazy. I don't think it's going to be like, hey, here's a new map every week or something like that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I think it'll grow with the times and it'll be a game as a service, but people are expecting that it won't be rooted in Halo. It'll be like, I don't think Halo is going to conform to games as a service. I think they're going to take games as a service and conform it to Halo. I mean, you look at Halo 5, that multiplayer has been a game as a service with the updates and the game modes and stuff like that. The one thing that people are saying, though, is no one's touched a Halo campaign after it has launched. And so they're saying, are there going to be stories or effectively Halo DLC that factors into, recurring play? And, are we going to have skins for Master Chief? Like, what is that going to look like? And so that's technically uncharted territory, but I don't think it's going to be super. I'm not worried about it, basically, as people say that. I'm mostly just so ready for that game. People are saying it's coming out this fall. Do you feel like it is?
Sorry, Roro, if you want to jump in
go ahead,
at any time. Okay. Yeah. So here's why I don't think it's coming this year, because the thing is last year it was just like a basic in-engine trailer.
Right.
Okay, so we didn't get anything substantial, and they also just started forming their pro team in January.
Right.
Sort of December, January this year. When they started forming their pro team for Halo 5, it took about a year and 6 months after that before the game was actually ready to ship. And if you think about it, it makes sense because your pro players are kind of the players checking balance and checking to make sure everything's like running smoothly in multiplayer. So that's why I think fall 2020, and that'll be a really sweet window for them if it is in fall 2020, because they'll kind of be launching with the new system,
right,
as well as getting that 5-year dev cycle that they've never had before in a Halo game.
Yeah.
I mean, the longest we've ever had was from Halo 3 to Halo 4. That was from 2007 to 2012. But that was also because they were transitioning from Bungie to 343.
Right.
So I'm very excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so excited, and just for Xbox to launch with that at its side, like I just think it's gonna mean the world, especially with the Xbox One's severe lack of anything like that at its launch. So that'd be exciting. I'm excited to go to E3 and then see exactly what 343 is going to show, what that showcase will look like versus what will be hands-on. Not that anything in Infinite will be hands-on, but just, Xbox is going to be owning E3, so to speak, especially just as far as general news and coverage. So it'll be exciting. All right, moving on to the second to last story mission here. Borderlands 3 was teased today. I don't know if you guys have any experience with the Borderlands franchise, but that's a big deal. Roro, have you played Borderlands at all, or did you see that on Twitter?
I saw the tease on Twitter for the GD for PAX East.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Borderlands 3. I haven't played all of them. I played a little bit of 2.
Okay.
I enjoyed my time with it, but I never finished it.
Yeah.
And as somebody who's really into looter shooters, I guess that's kind of blasphemous to not complete the Borderlands games.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for Borderlands 3, and to see more about it. It's been teased for such a long time.
Right. And that it is interesting. I mean, it's almost an original looter shooter, but it's always had its own unique style to it. I think I played the Handsome Collection or whatever was out on Xbox a year or two ago. Remastered, it was like Xbox Game with Gold or something. But Gearbox, I mean, that's their thing. Borderlands is their thing. Their CEO, Randy Pitchford, has gotten himself in quite a lot of trouble over the last year. So the tweet came from him, and he posted about it. And I mean, hopefully everything's kosher, everything's fine, I guess. But PAX East will be good. And so PAX East is the end of the month, March 28th through 31st. We also have GDC, Game Developers Conference. That's next week, I believe. And one thing that will be there, in addition to the more of the Xbox Live explanation stuff with Nintendo, I believe they're going to touch on that. Did you guys see the Google console controller leak that was going around?
Oh, yes.
Daniel, what did you think about that?
It was definitely interesting. I'm not really sure. I don't know why people continue to do the parallel sticks or whatever you call that
Instead of
offset.
symmetrical versus asymmetrical.
Yeah, like I'm way more of a fan of the offset sticks, and
Right.
maybe I'm just not using the controller right. But every time I feel like anytime I'm holding right to move strafe right and look left, like my fingers are running into each other.
Yeah.
Like I hate that feeling.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
funny. Roro, did you see the picture of the controller?
Yeah, I saw it too. I agree with Daniel with the whole the thumbsticks being in weird positions and the buttons and all that stuff. I'm a fan of the Xbox controller over the PlayStation controller even. But I heard that this picture was not like final.
Oh,
Like, Jason Schreier
yeah,
was saying
it's
that-
not. It's not legit. By
Yeah,
the grace
but it is-
of God, this thing is not legit.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that also? That apparently that if you use that controller and you're like colorblind, that all the buttons look exactly
Right.
the same. It's like, how do you do that? Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's legit. It's so funny because the way it's presented is the font and the "Okay Google, let's play." You know, it makes it look so official. And
Yeah.
then somebody is basically just like, "What are you talking about?" Like, just because they patented this design like a year and a half ago. I don't know if you remember, but the Nintendo Switch, when it was called an NX, was leaked as a oval shaped handheld touchscreen device. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And it's just patents are a joke. I could go out and patent something like so. I hope that Google knows what they're doing. What would you guys like to see, if anything, from Google stepping into gaming? What would you want that to look like, Daniel? I'll go to you first.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really feel like Google needs to be in the space.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like we're in a good place as it is. And
I agree.
There's plenty of competition, and I'm just not sure. I mean, I know they're a big company and they could pump money into whatever whatever they make, but I'm just not sure how successful they will be at kind of saying, hey, you guys need to come over here and play on our platform as opposed to Xbox, PlayStation, PC, whatever, because they're basically building from scratch. They have no following. They have no basis, I guess, no base. So it's going to be difficult for them initially, I think. I think they'll get some developers to make stuff for them because obviously they'll send the money their way.
Right.
But I definitely don't know about the longevity for what they're doing.
Yeah. Roro, how about you? How you feeling about Google?
I'm intrigued, I guess, to
Yeah.
say, but I'm in a similar boat where I don't understand why they're doing this. They put out another teaser today. It was nothing really, just a bunch of animations of different sceneries and stuff. But I'm excited to see what this is. I hope it's not a Ouya level
Oh, God, no.
sort of thing. I don't think Google would put out something like that.
Right.
But hopefully they surprise us. But it's like what Daniel was saying. We're already so invested in Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Why would we? There has to be a really good reason for us to want to play on a Google console.
Right.
And I put it in here as a side quest in the doc about Jade Raymond.
Yeah.
She's now like the VP at Google now. She helped make Assassin's Creed, and she opened Ubisoft Toronto here in Canada. So it's cool that they're bringing somebody in that's definitely has a huge history in gaming. So hopefully maybe they're taking this a little bit more seriously than we're thinking. But I don't know. I don't understand. I'm very confused.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, I had never really thought about it. Wait a second, where's Google's console? You know, like you don't really ever think about that.
Right.
I have always kind of been like, what is Apple gonna do about it? Because they try to sell Apple TV gaming, and obviously it's a joke, and even they know that, and they're rolling on trillions of dollars. They don't care.
Yeah.
But that move of the Assassin's Creed creator going to Google. I mean, maybe she has a role at this conference next week, or she's going to start coming out and saying, here's what we hope to have happen. But again, and we've said this before on the podcast, of just the uncharted territory that we're seeing, and even just these, rappers or personalities saying, like, here's my video game console, here's this knockoff thing. Like, it's just like, well, what are y'all actually doing? Because we already have console wars that are fighting for, like, the American home of what are you going to have? So
what are they going to do different?
And not even what are they going to do different, but what are they going to do different enough to where I'm going to say no to the ecosystem that I've been a part of?
Yep.
They can tap the smart speaker market. They can tap the internet. Obviously, they own it. But it's just like, how are you going to put a controller in my hand with a curvy G on it and get me to just do that? It's so interesting.
I feel like gamers themselves are so against change in the first place. Like when VR comes out, they're like, "No, I don't.
How dare you?
Controller in my hand. I just want to look at a screen." And it's like you said. It's if they do something too different, we might be don't want that. So it's a weird line that they have to tread.
Yeah. Andrew said in the chat, media interactive video game console coming soon. So we'll design that. It'll just be like a big shaped M, and then you just like rest your elbows on it, and then like the arcade, you have that little ball you slide your hand on. That's basically what we're looking at.
That's solid.
So, I'll patent that, and then counting all of us here, we'll sell 3 copies and call it a day. But I'm excited for everything to come. I mean, it's so funny. I think this spring is busier than anticipated. I'm still deciding whether or not I need to mourn Anthem or power through it. So I as far as what I've been playing, it's literally just been Apex until I summon the strength to get into Anthem, and then not try to play and have all these articles and opinions flash back in my brain, I wish I played that game in a bottle. I really wish I did, but I'll probably get back to it. But what about you guys? What have you been playing, or what are you excited to play? Roro, I'll go to you first.
So as I said earlier, I've been playing Destiny 2 a lot recently, and just trying to get that Thorn. And they released another quest, the Legion's quest, where you choose between the Drifter and the Vanguard,
I saw that.
Was really interesting. And so it's really cool story beats and lore stuff if you're into that stuff. But I'm excited to try out Devil May Cry 5, Days Gone, and continuing my Persona 5 playthrough right now.
Oh, nice.
As well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, I've still been playing Apex, but also I've been playing Metro, still trying to beat that. I haven't been putting as many hours into it as I should be, but play that freaking game. That's a good game. Metro Exodus, and also Metro
Last Light?
Metro Redux bundle, where it combines Last Light and 2033. I saw that's on sale this week, actually, so you should definitely pick that up.
Gotcha.
But anyways, also I've been playing a freaking ton of Master Chief Collection, even though I literally have put so many hours into that game. I just absolutely love playing that game.
Yeah, no, that's hype. Cool.
Seth says he's playing Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, I saw him in the chat. I was tempted to ignore him completely.
Andrew's saying play FIFA with you. No, we're not playing.
No, we're not playing. Dude, guys, you don't
That's
even
worse
get
game
you don't
ever.
even get to have it. I walked into podcast prep last week, and Andrew Matthews sitting there playing FIFA. I've never been closer to walking out. I almost recorded the podcast alone from my car. I was so upset. Just dribbling a ball around on a bunch of grass. Like, what are you doing? But
awesome.
hey, it's the most successful video game in the world, so I can't really say too much. But that's too funny. Well, dudes, that is all I have for the story missions and content that I wanted to go over. Is there anything else that you guys feel like popped up in the news, or you wanted to run by each other? If not, that's totally fine. We can wrap it up. But
I have one item.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a surprise to you what it is.
Okay.
So they did just recently reveal that the Halo TV series is going to start.
Oh yes, you're right.
In June. It's going to start filming in June in Budapest, and that's like right after E3. So they probably won't show anything on it at E3, but it's super exciting that they're finally freaking getting that started.
I know. I was so fatigued by the fake news articles about whether or not that people would say like it's canceled, it's back on, it's canceled, it's back. I'm like, that is so annoying. Do you remember what network has it? Is it Showtime that officially has it?
It is. Let's see, the GWW. I'm not even sure who they are, but it was an official report from Showtime. So,
oh, okay.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, I don't really know what that is, but anyway, I'm so excited for that. That should be super sweet. Roro, what about you? Anything? Last words?
Nothing really. I'm excited that Halo is coming to the PC because, like I said, I don't have an Xbox, so I'm excited to be able to get in there and finally finish one.
Wait, so have you played any of them, Roro?
I have played the first one, but I didn't see it to completion. I've played a lot of multiplayer with friends, but I have never finished a Halo campaign, which is so sad.
Daniel's about to have cardiac arrest live on this podcast.
I'm crying right now.
That's too funny. Yeah, dude, definitely check it out. Keep your ear to the ground too as far as news. Do you guys have any YouTube channels or videos or stuff you guys are working on that you want to shout out? If not, that's totally fine. You can keep your stuff personal if you want. But Roro, are you still active on YouTube doing stuff?
I am. I recorded a podcast with a friend on Destiny, actually.
Oh, hi.
And unfortunately, it didn't go well because it went well, but his part of the audio didn't come through on my end, so we have to re-record that. So hopefully that'll be going up soon after we record it. But yeah, so if you want to check out Thank You Games, please do.
Gotcha. Cool. Daniel, what about you?
I don't have anything really consistent. I make freaking E3 predictions every year.
I saw that on your channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I just love doing that. It's just I do it for fun.
Yeah.
But you can follow me at DanasDTM. That would be the best place to find me.
Quality follow there, my people. I do not regret it for a second. Yeah, you're always on the ball with all the news and stuff. Dudes, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Heck yeah, man. Happy to do it. Andrew is gone next week to our listeners and everybody partaking in Media Interactive. So I was going to maybe line up a buddy of mine here in town if he wants to host alongside me. But if not, I mean, you guys might be on the lookout for a tweet or two from me. If you want to come back on, I'd be happy to have you. You know, I mean, now that Andrew's finally gone, right? It's like possibilities. The doors have opened, and he couldn't be farther away.
I thought he'd never leave.
But yeah, no, I do. I miss him. I miss him and his family terribly. He's the man. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for our listeners. Don't forget, you can watch this live if you're listening to it later. The HD audio will go up later tonight. Check out patreon.com/Media Interactive, where you can follow us at M Interactive XYZ. Much love and keep on gaming.